here.
Yeah. So shout out
That's
Adam
fair.
Silver.
That's fair.
He's been under a lot of pressure. I'm not the biggest Adam Silver fan. He's
Me
had a
neither.
lot of issues with the All-Star stuff, the tanking
alien.
stuff, the gambling stuff, right? This was a dub for him. Now, I have I have more stuff with the tanking, and you maybe seen the news. And I'm curious if this is a dub or not. So, next year, there's a couple concepts, I guess, that have been discussed, and I want you to just give me an initial, dub or L, right? We'll go through this quickly on these potential concepts. Okay, first one being first round picks, and this is a real source. Shams tweeted this, so this is real.
Okay.
First round picks can be protected only top 4 or top 14 plus. Dub or L, or doesn't matter.
So top 4.
Yeah, top 4 or top 14 plus.
So either less or more is what they're saying.
Yeah, so like I think between 4 and 13 can't be protected, I believe. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Or I guess 5 and 13.
I mean, that one doesn't bother me as much. I don't know if it's necessarily a fix or not. I mean,
Okay, so
maybe
it's
I'd say
kinda
dub. But yeah, I don't really think it's like the biggest game changer.
Okay, this one's
like
interesting. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, I guess like it might just make teams tank harder for the top 4. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
This one's interesting. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date, right? If they decided like 2 weeks after deadline, right? Or something.
I think that's an L.
Yeah, I kind of do too. No longer allowing a team to pick top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes.
That's an L.
Okay. Really?
Well, my question is how did OKC become so good?
Drafting.
Didn't they weren't they like bad like multiple years in a row?
Well,
and we're like essentially tanking
no,
multiple
actually,
years in a row.
They weren't bad for very long. So they had.
But wasn't it a couple years? I thought it was like a couple years at least.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years they were bad, but then they traded for Chris Paul. No, I think it might have only been 1 year they were bad. Traded for Chris Paul. No, yeah, they were never bad because they traded Russell Westbrook for Chris Paul. They were a better team the next year.
They won 22 games 1 year and then 23 the next year. So they had 2 bad years.
What year was this?
2020, 2021. They were essentially tanking. Yeah. So, and then they were.
This was right after. Okay, yeah, you're right. So this was right after the Chris Paul trade.
So they essentially picked super early 2 years in a row. So that's why I don't like. I mean, then it's
that's true. I guess
you're kind of like okay, top team in the league. That's how they did it. Like, I have a bone to pick with the whole tanking thing.
But it was only 2 years in a row. So that for this, it'd be 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah, but then
you can't have a top.
Like the best thing that you can do, like what happens if you're just actually bad? Like then you're just like making it like what makes sports such a good product. What makes sports such a good product is there's so much parity in leagues, right? And you can go through stretches of being bad for a lot of years in a row.
But imagine being the Kings fan that they missed the playoffs for 14 straight years. Imagine being a fan. Like, you don't want that.
I know. And so now if you're going to punish them for being bad, now they're going to stand no chance to make a turnaround because they can't even get a top pick. Like the reason the Kings can't be good also is what big free agents want to go there. Like there's also a problem of like NBA players like picking and choosing where they're going to go. So like for a team like the Kings,
they've also sold all their draft picks. That's the biggest issue.
Well, yeah, they just can't make money because they can't get superstars, right? So the Kings, they're like their only hope is landing a top draft pick and that person turns into a superstar and they get to use him while he's young and then boom, he's gone, right? It's like OKC. People weren't choosing Oklahoma City to go there. Like it has to be through the draft, Like you're never getting like if LeBron James is going to get traded in his prime when he's leaving Cleveland, like there's a reason he chose Miami. He wasn't going like, oh, well maybe the Jazz could be a good option. Maybe the Kings, it's like, no, he's never going to, they could have awesome teams and be a perfect fit for him. So you have to still allow tanking or you can't allow NBA players to move more freely because then you're going to ruin parity, and the only teams that'll be consistently like in the picture will be these teams that got lucky through the draft in the year that they were bad, or the 2 years they were bad, or the big hot markets, Miami, New York Knicks, LA Lakers, like those are going to be consistently good because you're going to get awesome players all the time.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, for me,
that's my issue is why I think it's an L, because, and also some years, like there could be back-to-back years where it's like, yeah, after like you were a top pick, but like you kind of were picking trash.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
like your
fair.
options were kind of trash, and you're like, well, we got cooked because the 2 years we were bad, you know, and we could pick in the top, we just got crap, you know.
Yeah, no, and I guess that's fair. I think for me, it's like if a team's bad 3 years in a row and they have a top 3 pick, or a top 4 pick for 2 of those years, like something needs to change internally, because this next draft pick's not going to save them.
How would they get better then? If you take away their top draft pick, then how do they get better?
Well, so
try to go get a big free agent. Nope, nobody wants to come
get
here.
the 5th or 6th pick, still get a good talent.
I mean, that's not. Yeah, that's.
It's just saying it wouldn't be top 4.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I mean, I don't know, because
I will. As far as tanking goes, I think this is a dub. Because
do you think tanking's a current problem?
Oh, it's horrible. This season is the worst because this draft class is really nice. Here's what I'll say.
I guess I don't mind if the draft class is going to be that awesome.
Personally, I don't mind tanking. I want the worst teams. I'm with you. I want the worst teams to get the top picks. But as far as stopping tanking, this is a dub because the Jazz have been bad, 3 years in a row now? So now they wouldn't be sitting Larry, Jaren, Keontae George in the fourth quarter against the Heat.
Yeah, but then what do they do then?
Because here's the issue. This is the big issue, Chase, with tanking right now, is you have some kid who just bought a Jaren Jackson jersey, or his parents just bought him a Jaren Jackson jersey. He's stoked, right? They just made this big trade. He goes to the game, and he doesn't even get to watch this player play in the fourth quarter, right? Or you have, these teams that their star players that these people pay their money for to go watch, and now they have to watch a G League roster finish the game. That's the issue with tanking.
Yeah, and I agree, but you could also argue for that little kid that bought a Jaren Jackson jersey, would you rather watch the Utah Jazz be bad every year and miss the playoffs for the next 10 years because they can't get a top pick? Or would you rather have them, hey, buddy, life's not fair. It's going to be crappy. It's going to be a crappy few months.
Kid's not thinking
but we're going to have Darren Peterson, AJ Dybonsta, Cam Boozer, or Caleb Wilson out here playing next year. And we're going to be a competitive team. And guess what?
Hey, y'all might have Darius Jacobs at the 5th pick, and you'll still be all right.
Golly, no, we can't get the 5th. We need top 4. I want top 4.
No, for sure. Top 4. There's
a
top
drop
2
from 4 to 5, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. I think there's a drop from 2 to 3, and then I think there's a drop from 4 to 5, and then there's a drop from
there's a top 2. There's a top 2 in my opinion. But 3 and 4 would be the second pick most years, probably.
Yeah. Probably
3 and 4 is not a bad option if you end up with 3 or 4.
I think you're disrespecting how deep this class is, though. The 5th
No,
pick,
it is.
If I have the 5th pick, I'm kind of hyped.
No. I still think for a 5th pick, you're like, dude, this is one of the best 5th picks either. But just to know what's going ahead of you.
Mind you, Tijon Stallone was drafted at the 5th pick 2 years ago. And now we got Michael Brown, Darius Akov, Baron Philon. We got, who am I missing? I'm missing a big point guard out there. We got Nate Ament, not a point guard, but I'm missing a point guard. Who am I missing? Oh, Kingston Flemings. This draft class is so lit. I can't wait. But moving on.
That's why I don't mind. It's not going to be, tanking's not going to, the reason that people are tanking, I don't mind it that much.
Again, because, I don't mind taking personally.
Watching,
and maybe this is why
say the Jazz didn't get Jaren Jackson. I don't care to watch Lauri Markkanen if he's playing or not playing. I wouldn't mind. Let Kevin Love get in there and jack up some shots.
Let's put it in football terms so you understand better. Imagine if the Eagles, right? And
that's a great marquee team. We're talking about people are butthurt about the Jazz. It sounds like it's the main one people are butthurt about, which I totally think he's targeting them because it's happened all the time and no issues have come around from it.
No, I know,
So
I know.
it's
Just
like, imagine if the
let's take
Cleveland
a second
Browns
though.
benched Dylan Gabriel
You can't
for
do that
Shadur
because
Sanders. You'd be like, well, yeah, both suck. Great.
no, because the Browns don't have stars. Like imagine if
Every
Myles
team
Garrett,
has stars.
right? The only person
Miles
see,
Garrett, you cannot compare Miles
no,
Garrett.
okay, Bengals. Imagine that Bengals fans are buying tickets to this game, and then it comes out that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are sitting.
You're telling me Lauri Markkanen is the equivalent of Joe Burrow?
No, I'm just saying, imagine
No,
bad team and your star
know,
player sits. It's the same thing.
I know
like
my
the Jazz
difference
are
though
is
is the
team.
difference between Lauri Markkanen and what's behind Lauri as far as like aura and
I know
like
you're thinking
attention.
specifically your team. It's league wide.
Okay, who's tanking that you don't like?
What do you mean?
Like
I said,
teams that are tanking. The teams that are tanking suck.
I don't care about tanking.
No, I know the teams that are tanking
star
suck.
players on tanking teams.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. So it'd be like on the Cleveland Browns if Denzel Ward, the star corner, doesn't play. You'd be like,
no, that's
care.
way different.
He's
John
a star.
Morant isn't playing the rest of the season.
Huh?
John Morant's not playing the rest of the season.
Yeah,
He's
so
hardly
Denzel
played
Ward sat the last 6 games of the year. Like, fine.
Moving on. That's a way.
I don't think it's an issue.
Okay, teams can't.
Lauri Markkanen to Joe Burrow is a bad comparison.
I wasn't comparing the two. I'm saying
that's what I said.
Team tanking
for the Jazz. Who is
listen,
the NFL equivalent of the Jazz sitting Lauri Markkanen, because that's
not
the big one in the media.
I'm saying.
I know you're not listening to what I'm saying.
No, I am. I hear you loud and clear. But I'm the one to ask the question.
I'm asking, what's the NFL comparison?
Because the Bengals weren't going to make the playoffs.
I know, but for Lauri Markkanen, that's who we're butthurt about. That's City. Lauri Markkanen and Keontae George. What is their NFL comparison?
The one thing we talked about. We're talking about tanking in general. I'm not talking about the Jazz.
I just want to know for this one specific instance, because this is the one that got a huge fine from the NBA and got the most media attention.
Well, the reason it got fined was because the Thunder snitched on him.
I know, but for this one instance, why is that a problem? Like, those players they don't sell jerseys. These people aren't selling national media attention.
It's unethical. That's why.
I know, but it's like,
that's okay.
So are the Browns wrong for starting Shadur Sanders over Dylan? Dylan Gabriel gave him a better chance to win. He was the better quarterback. No one's butthurt about them putting in Shadur. Yes, he is.
Yeah, because Dylan was bad too. Like, this is a horrible comparison.
Definitely better. Well,
Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders are way closer than
Shadur Sanders was an
Cody
all-star.
Williams and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, I'm just saying, for Lauri Markkanen, who is his NFL comparison that would be sitting?
Play for?
Who's Lauri Markkanen?
What number does Cody Williams wear?
I don't know. Lauri.
Yeah, he doesn't matter. He sucks.
No, so Lauri Markkanen, who is he in the NFL?
We got to move on.
No, just tell me who he is, and then we can move on. I'm not moving on until you tell me.
Lauri Markkanen in the NFL?
Yeah, who is that equivalent to?
I mean, does position matter or no?
I mean, probably.
There's a lot of different. Like, there's a way different value at each position.
You could pick quarterback if you want. I don't know. Can you pick the most valuable position in the NFL?
So when I'm looking at Lauri Markkanen, plays power forward, right? Now that Jaren's here, you could say he plays small forward. We'll say power forward because that's his primary position. Probably the least important position on the court. Okay. So when I'm looking at that, no disrespect to running backs, but they're probably the least important position in offense, right? I mean, you could
maybe a slot
not including
receiver, a receiver that doesn't get a lot of catches, maybe. But
yeah, but most of those guys are wide receiver 3s, so we're not gonna, or wide receiver 2s, so we're not gonna come. We'll talk.
Okay,
we'll say running back. When I look at Lauri Markkanen, he is a stud. Running backs, who we all got? He is a. Trying to think of a appropriate age range too. Like, I almost want to say James Cook, but James Cook last year, I think is like a Lauri Markkanen.
That James Cook was the best running back last year. Has Markkanen ever been the best small forward?
Not this season. The season prior.
Man, that's a tough one. Running back's a tough one.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of where I was at too.
He's like a
It's hard to compare football and
James Cook before
basketball.
last year. I know, but like, my whole thing is those guys that are sitting for the Jazz. Like, I know,
but this is one case. This is one situation.
Team.
It's been an issue for the last 10 years.
I know, but it's always bad teams. But like the NFL, like, it's not a problem when like the Cardinals are like, "Hey, Kyler Murray's not playing the rest of the season," and you're like, what? Like everyone
Well, to
knows
be
Kyler
fair,
Murray.
he was the lesser quarterback on the team.
No, he wasn't. No.
Yes, he was.
Okay,
Go look
you'll
at
watch
the
in free
numbers.
agency this year. Go
Go
watch
look
in
in the
free
numbers.
agency. Go look at what they're gonna do. No, I get your numbers. Or it's like when Daniel
All right,
Jones,
we
the
gotta
Giants,
move on.
the
You wanted to keep
Giants.
this an
No,
hour.
one more thing. The Giants benched Daniel
Just
Jones.
the most random tangent.
Giants benched Daniel Jones to
Has
lose games.
nothing to do with taking.
What? Yes, it does. The Giants for sure tanked. Are you kidding me? The Giants benched
No,
Daniel
they
Jones.
started the GOAT, Jackson Dart.
No, this was
Oh,
2
you're
years
talking
ago.
a couple of
2
years
years ago, they tanked so they could go get good players.
Daniel
Great
Jones
point.
sucked, though.
To
Like
make
the
a
difference between
turnaround.
Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito wasn't crazy. I actually think they
Like
benched
Daniel Jones
because
literally had the Colts 8-1 before he got hurt.
I know
He was in MVP conversations just like John Morant
because
was.
he had chemistry issues with Dable.
I mean,
Don't act like Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had a good year on the Giants, and that was his
yeah,
rookie
so
year.
did Marketing. Marketing had one good year. That's
What are you
Daniel
talking about?
Jones
You were
and
talking
Marketing.
about Larry Markkinen being
As a
MVP
joke.
race.
As a joke.
He's averaging like 27 a game.
I know everybody averages that nowadays because anybody
No.
can. On a bad team, you have to
He's
put up
he's
shots.
literally
Cooper
top 10 in
Flag.
scoring.
Cooper Flag. His team
Averaging
sucks.
20.
Somebody has to shoot the ball.
Cooper Flag
Somebody has
averaging
to
20
score.
points a game.
Somebody has to
Tell me
score
you
the
don't
ball.
watch NBA without telling me you don't watch NBA.
No, I watch some
All right,
NBA, but
we
some
have
of
to
it's
move on. You said
unwatchable.
you wanted to keep this an hour, and we haven't even
I
gotten
know
to
we've
the
had a
football
couple
talk.
hiccups. I get you. You took 3 minutes there. I get to take 3 extra minutes too from you.
What you mean, bro?
Right? You
All
your little issue 3 minutes there. I get to take a little extra 3 minutes there
Well,
too.
we're cutting those 3 minutes out. That's the
No.
difference.
Well, but it's still for each of our time though, right? It's my time and your time. Right.
I'm fine to talk about this shit all I want. But
Perfect.
you
Then,
have a
then let's
deadline.
not move on. Let's keep it on the tanking train.
Really?
Yeah, I don't mind talking about. I think it was complete BS. It actually fired me up when I saw it, and I'm like, well, what do you want? What do you want teams, these perennial bad teams, to do? The NBA has.
I've keep trying to say this, but you just keep going. We're the wrong people to debate about this because I agree. I personally do not care about tanking. I want a bad team to tank.
Perfect. So what's happening in the NBA is not a problem currently with John Morant and them not playing.
The only reason it's like I'm trying to say, like I see
not a
why it's a
problem.
problem is it's an ethical issue, and it's an issue for the fan, the little kid that wants to go to the game, or these
So
fans
what
that
should they do to change it?
$500 for
What-
lower bowl tickets, and they get to watch freaking
$500 for what game? For what team that's tanking? You got to pay $500
for a
for the
close
J-
game.
for the
Or,
Jazz. You
for
can go
close
sit on the
seats?
floor for $10.
No, if you work
I'm
at
just
Aptive, maybe.
I'm just playing.
But-
So what do you want them to do different then?
I don't know. I don't have the answer. We're just talking about Adam Silver's solutions.
Yeah, I just think there's not an issue. I actually think there's so much of not an
But you
issue.
don't watch it like
They
that.
got to
If
get
you
rid of the
cared,
lottery.
You would think there was an issue.
No, because the NFL does this too. The NFL has tanking every year. And I don't think it's a problem when I watch the NFL. I can't imagine it's like that much different in the NBA. You know, I think the NBA should get rid of the lottery picks.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
it's rigged.
We're on the same thing. That's why this argument's
Yeah.
funny because
Exactly.
we're arguing
Tanking
the
is
same
not a
thing, just
problem.
different
Keep
perspectives.
tanking teams. It's your only chance if you're one of
Okay.
these small media market teams. It's your only